Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. It really helps me out and you never want to miss a video of mine. And welcome to 12 Days of Christmas.
Outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Alright, so please mind the mirror. I always hate that, but maybe I'll have like things, I don't even know. And also please mind my camera. My tripod is broken, so we're working on a tripod that is broken and it's not fun. But besides the fact of that, I've been trying to do for 12 Days of Christmassy videos, but what is a animal account without at least one care video a month? So like I say in every single care video, I do have a script, so this is just to make sure that I do get over every topic, because obviously I wrote this, but I need to be making sure that I am saying everything right. So if it is ever choppy or it just seems like I'm on a script, that is why, because I am on a script. But I'm gonna try my best to make it not a script. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. I don't know, but I think I am. Alright, so in today's care video, we are going to be talking about common mistakes new hamster owners make. So this is not really like a right and wrong. There is obviously still right and wrong things when I am saying when I am going over everything in this video. There's obviously a right and a wrong, but this is mostly what usually the care is when there's a new owner that doesn't really research or do any of that stuff, which always research any type of pet. It does not matter if it's a dog or a cat, most common animal to get. Doesn't matter if it's a bird or a reptile. You always want to be making sure that you are doing your research and making sure that you know what you're doing and you're not putting this hamster in risk or putting this animal in risk. I'm basically just going to go over the most common mistakes that I find in hamster owners, and then we're just going to basically talk about them, why it's wrong and what is the right thing, and usually where they get this information from, since they don't have any information on it. So the first one is the cage / size. People usually get way too small of a cage, such as Critter Trails, Tiny Tails, Walmart brand, any other brand, because of pet store employees. Just because they work there doesn't mean they know what they're doing. They know, what the right care is. They don't get quizzed to be in this position. It's not like a vet where they go to school and they make sure that they know exactly what they're doing and stuff. These people don't know any knowledge. They get told to sell this product for this animal, which is most likely going to be wrong, such as Critter Trails, Tiny Tails, and stuff like that. And actually at many pet stores, they don't even have the right size cage for your animal. Like sometimes they'll have a 40-gallon breeder, which is the only proper tank size at a pet store, but most of the times they won't even have a right size cage for your animal. So it is kind of hard to kind of go over, and you go and you buy this pet for a new owner and they're like, okay, well, what type of cage do we need? And the owner or the pet store employee can't be like, if they know it, they can't be like, oh, well, we don't sell the right thing here. You're going to have to go online. You're going to have to go all this. Well, I have the pet right now. So the best thing is obviously to go and get like a 40-gallon breeder from the store. But, in the time being, if you are still learning, a 20-gallon long is better than a Critter Trail. So if your pet store employee is saying, oh, we'll get your pet your 20-gallon long, because I used to call a lot of pet stores in my day, and most of them would always say a 20-gallon long is the right size cage, or this and that is the right thing. And it's not correct, but it's better than what we're involving in the pet store employee people. So yeah, that's usually the most common mistake. The cage size is the most common mistake. The right size tank or the right size enclosure is 450 square inches. I recommend a Syrian in a 620 square inches. So moving on, we're going to be talking about wheels / the size of wheels, I guess you could say. This again happens because of pet stores / employees. Now, yes, pet stores do sell sometimes okay wheels, but wire wheels, bar wheels, those type of wheels, not solid wheels, are not okay. You also have to make sure you're getting the right size for your hamster. So you could get, every hamster is different, every size is different. So like a dwarf isn't going to be running on a Syrian wheel, and a Syrian should not be running on a dwarf wheel, because not all hamsters are going to fit on one size wheel. So pet store employees, like I said, they don't know the right thing, and most of the time, like I said with the calling, is they would say like, oh yeah, like a 6.5 wheel is going to be fine for a Syrian, or they never really talked about wired wheels, because I don't usually see wired wheels or barred wheels at stores anymore. Personally experience, I don't even think Walmart sells those anymore. So that's better, that's good, that's really, really good. But these things are still a thing, and these wheels are still, hamsters are running on them, and it's causing bumblefoot, which is a infection in their paw, because their paw is very sensitive and it's very thin skin, and so bumblefoot is, they get infection in their paws. I mean, it doesn't lead to an infection, but it can be like sores on their paws and stuff like that. But most of these common mistakes are found in pet store employees. All right, 3, bedding. A lot of owners get pine / cedar because it's really cheap, but this bedding can actually cause a health problem. New owners also put way too little of bedding, such as 1 to 4 inches, when you should be putting 8 to 14 inches. So I'm going to go back to the pine and cedar. Like I said, this is one of the most common mistakes, because it's not pushed out as much as wheels or the cage. I do see it, but I don't see it as much as, this is the wrong cage size. Oh, but wait, you're using pine bedding or cedar bedding. And these are really bad. They can cause a health problem called respiratory issues, which is just basically a breathing problem. This can also lead to death. So and it's really hard when it comes to vet bills and things like that. It's a hard illness, I guess you can say. And so there's a couple safe wood beddings, such as aspen. I think spruce is safe. There's like a couple more, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but pine and cedar can be really bad, and this is one of the most common ones because it's so cheap. A bag that's the size of a paper bedding or aspen, or those like little paper clumps of stuff, the price of that and the size of that is way cheaper than bedding, as paper bedding, because the same bag size of a paper bedding can be $20, and then this pine and cedar can be like $5 to $6 to, cheap, very cheap, and you get more bedding that way. So it's a very common mistake, because people usually go for the cheapest option, even though critter trails are not cheap whatsoever. They are not cheap at all, but they go for the cheapest option. And then with the 1 to 4 inches of bedding, I think that you gradually learn that, if you're not gonna be doing research whatsoever when you have your hamster. I think you'll gradually, unless you have a critter trail, you'll gradually realize that they need a lot more bedding, and your hamster should not be sleeping just on top of the bedding. They should be burrowing down, making tunnels, making burrows, and you shouldn't be able to see them when they're sleeping, unless obviously they have a tunnel that you can look through. But so I know that this went really fast. This video went really, really fast, but this is my last one I'm going to talk about. Now, there are so many other ones, and I just didn't know if I really wanted to make this video, because as it is a care video, it isn't very much fairy care video, like, but I thought it would be a fun video. So if you guys would like more of these, more common mistakes, let me know down below, and let me know some of your mistakes that you made in the past, because I have definitely made mistakes when it comes to hamster owning. I've definitely made mistakes, and I could make a video actually on that, hamster mistakes that I did make. Alright, so last one is waking up your hamster. So now this doesn't have to do with pet stores or whatever, but it definitely has to be a common mistake. It is a common mistake in a lot of hamster owners. Waking your hamster up can be so bad. Lots of people don't realize how bad it can be for them. It's something younger people don't kind of put into realization, since they do wake up at night, and younger people go to bed earlier. Not much to say for this one besides don't wake them up unless you really need to. Since hamsters are nocturnal, it does make it hard that you can't see your hamster 24/7, and younger people, they want to play with their animal. They want to take them out and just grab them while they're sleeping, which is such a bad idea. But it's kind of hard to tell young people, hey, don't do this with your pet. Hey, this is wrong care, you're doing it wrong, you can't be doing this. It's really hard to get that information out to people, and they're not going to do anything about it. These young people, they're not going to be like, oh, I can't play with my hamster until they wake up. But unless you obviously have to, unless obviously you need to wake them up for a dentist appointment, or unless you need to wake them up for a vet appointment, or you have to give them medicine, or something like really bad happened, wake them up. That's all you, if it's important, then do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys all in my next 12 days of Christmas. Bye guys.